General Evaluator Marty, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Abdi. Well, thank you for introducing yourself and sharing a little bit about where you were born and the first, where you were before you came to Canada today. I thought you definitely met the objectives for the Icebreaker speech in that you told us a little bit about yourself, and it was overall a well-organized speech. I have a couple areas that I thought that you did well, and a couple areas that I thought have some recommendations for your next presentations. So I thought your greatest strength was your ability to build in stories into your speech today. For each section of the story you described, had some comments on each one of those areas. And you're talking about Somalia, and you mentioned that it was at the mouth of the Suez Canal, and you described the lights from the tankers, the other ships that were coming through there, and the impact that that had on you. The Horn of Africa, you had a map to visualize what that meant. I always wondered where the Horn of Africa was, and does look like a horn. I never really looked at it that close. And then moved to where you moved to the south part of Somalia and mentioned the rivers there. And then unfortunately the conflict that forced you to move to Kenya and your experience there. So you really had a very good idea of how you moved from being born to where you ended up here in Regina. One area to work on, I thought, was just to improve your opening a little bit, would be to use the tell them formulas. In the opening, tell us what you're going to tell us, and then tell us what you told us. I would recommend for your next speeches to share with you what are those three things that you're going to share with us. And for me, I had it talking about Somalia, the south of Somalia, and your time in Kenya. So tell us a little bit beforehand, and then we're prepared and we'll better understand your presentation. To challenge yourself, I would suggest for your future speeches to work away from using notes. I observed you looking down but then looking up at the audience. One technique that I use is to create just brief notes, as brief as you can. 1 page if possible, maybe 2 pages, not full sentences, just the key points. So if you lose your spot, you can quickly look down and continue on. And as you get better, you can move on and on to even briefer notes, just your main points. The other strength that I saw was your ability in your icebreaker speech to build in some visuals. Having that map there was an excellent choice. You're describing a country, and what better way to do that than have a map that we can all relate to. So thank you, Abdi, for sharing a little bit about yourself. I thought your strengths were your ability to tell stories, as well as to use that visuals to help us see what Somalia looked like. And your challenges would be to add tell us what you're going to tell us to your opening, and to work away from meeting notes. Congratulations, Abdi. We look forward to hearing more in your next speech on speech with purpose. General Evaluator Marty.